Good morning, guys. I think it's been a week since my last message. How has your week been? Mine's been pretty cool. Pretty cool. Um, some of my messages have been um, getting some attention. And what I mean by that is a lot of people have been contacting me lately, um, seeking me out, um, finding my website and contacting me through my website. So that's very uplifting for me. And I just love to hear what people have to say. And it's so cool when we stand in the same light together and share, and we have these aha moments, or those moments where, yes, I totally get what you're talking about. Yes, I've been there. Oh, yes, yes, you know about this. And it is just so cool when you meet your peeps. When I used to do metaphysical fairs, selling all my jewelry and my herbs and my oils, I just had the best time because you would walk in. This was in the Denver area. I did them in the Denver area, and I did them in the Colorado Springs area. And the Denver area was just huge. It was in the merchandise market area there, and they used to bring in like 6,000 people on the weekend. They were tiring, but I think that's when I started realizing that I like to talk to people so much. Even though I was very shy growing up, I mean, I was so shy in high school when I was a freshman. The teachers used to call me Denice because they thought I was a little boy. I mean, and I never corrected them. I would just sit back in the class. And then I just kind of grew up through the next 4 years and found my voice, and it's just kind of gone from there. But back to the metaphysical fairs, it was so interesting because you do these and you just never know how people are going to perceive you, or why they come to your booth. What was it about you that drew them to your booth? And I used to make these really cool necklaces. They were made out of petrified wood that had the druzy crystal and had the green quartz and all that really cool stuff in them. And parts of them would chip away, and I would make these really cool necklaces. So a lot of the guys would come for those necklaces. But, it was really interesting because you would talk to people, and a lot of people are always looking for information, and mostly information about themselves. I mean, I went through the same thing. That's all we're always looking for self-discovery. What about me? What is it about me? And it was always so strange because when I would get done talking with someone, and it always seemed to uplift them and inspire them. And when that person would walk away, I would just sit back and go, who just spoke? Because it wasn't me. Where did those words come from? And, a lot of us during those fairs, we would all say the same thing. I cannot believe the words that come out of my mouth. It's, guidance, whatever. Yeah, I hate to say guidance. I think it's just that there we are, patched into the flow, the divine flow, the multi-dimensional flow of knowledge. You're in this realm with people, like-minded people, and you feel safe, and you feel like it's okay to speak the words that have always been trapped in your heart, not your head, but the words that have been trapped in your heart. And I think that has a lot to do with it. Yes, you have the scammers and the people who are well versed in how to market their products, and I was always very, very good at spotting these people. And a lot of us, we would always talk amongst ourselves and go, booth number so and so, yeah, he's just here to sell. And yeah, we're all trying to make a living, but I find that when you do these fairs, people like me who are doing them, we do them because we have a message, or we just love to do them. Nobody's making a ton of money. We're just doing what we love to do. and we all end up spending money on each other. You know, I think the vendors spend more money than maybe the people that actually come through the fairs. But so that just gets me onto today's topic. And you know, one of the people that contacted me last week, this very dear soul that we just had a strong connection, said that that person liked, I guess we would say, the tone of my voice and how, you know, how I speak, and maybe because I speak from the heart, and I always say I never know what's going to come out of my mouth, and nothing is ever staged. It's like, and I never know when I'm going to do one of these, and I never worry that, you know, now, oh, I got to come up with something, because something just hits me, and when it just hits me like that, I know that it is something that I'm supposed to let you guys know about. So I just wanted to talk today about how belief and knowing, and how when you're talking to someone like me and how this person is expressing themselves is a really strong indication of whether you can believe them or not. You know, if this person just talks and it just flows, the words flow with grace. You know, you can just tell they're like this in multidimensional flow of things. And it's kind of like, you know, when I'm in the brushing my teeth in the morning and I'm thinking and I have a question and I look in the mirror and the answer just comes like that. Did you ever do that? You need to try this. Just, you know, you're just kind of brushing your teeth, or you're putting on your makeup, or you're brushing your hair, and you just got this, you know, that you're thinking about something, and you're, you know, you're just, I wonder about this, and then you look in the mirror and bang, the answer is there. And, you know, why does that happen? What, you know, what? Because you're projecting your higher self, you're looking at yourself. I mean, the answer, like we say, you are the guru. The answer is always within here. It's always in the heart, not necessarily the head. The head is where is the computer that stores all of our crap that, you know, we get inundated with every day. But it's this instantaneous answer, snap, there it is, without really even thinking hard about it. And, you know, so that's the knowing, the strong knowing. So when, you know, when you're listening to somebody like me, I just like to talk. And I always have something to say, and I love talking to you guys. And you know, I do get myself in trouble once in a while, you know, when you go and listen to somebody else's YouTube. Hey, David Icke, I always get in trouble when I listen to David Icke, because I have to do a comment, and then, you know, it's like this big war, you know, and everybody else has got a comment because of my comment, and it's like I get to the point where I don't even go back, you know, it's like, oh, what did I start? But it just gets people talking, discussing, and I think that's what we need more of. But anyways, back to belief and knowing. You know, I talk about it in my books too, you know, where Cheyenne in the Dragon Horse story, she has, you know, the gypsy queen who's trying to teach her. And this gypsy queen is trying to get her to take her own journey. So she comes to her own knowing, you know, this own internal knowing. And, you know, Cheyenne is like, just tell me everything. Just tell me everything you know. I want to know everything right now. And this gypsy queen keeps telling her, the journey is the destination. It's the journey. You need to do the work. And so you can kind of tell when somebody's done the work by when you listen to them. And maybe you'll listen to them for a half an hour, and out of that half an hour, just one thing will hit you. And it will be beyond going, oh, you know what? I can see how that works. I can see how that could be true. Now, I can see and could, those are indications that this is just a belief. You know, I believe this could, you know, I think this could be true. But then when you listen and somebody says something and it's like, wham, it just hits you. You just feel it within your whole body. No, we have to remember that we're all energy and there's no space between us, no matter how far apart we are. I mean, if you just think of a person, you are patched into that person's energy. So if you're watching somebody's YouTube, and even though it's not live, you're still able to patch into that person's energy. So if they gave you some information that, it just hits you, and it makes you stop, and you're like, yes, I just know what that person said is something that I needed, and I know this is true. It's like my journey, this whole spiritual awakening and ascension, and oh crap, my phone is ringing, just ignore it. This whole spiritual awakening, deep down inside, I've always had this, I can see, I want to believe, I really want to believe, because all these other people are believing, and this is what all these other people are saying and pushing, and but what's wrong with me? How come I don't feel that knowing within? And because a lot of it doesn't resonate with you at that moment in time, and you still have something that you have to discover on your own and learn on your own before it actually sinks in, or it's false. And a lot of the false light stuff has been coming up lately, and it really made me stop and think about what I was saying to you guys, and my beliefs. And I just realized it is so true that our beliefs, they need to change constantly, because we're constantly getting in new information. We're constantly downloading. We're constantly on that wave of ascension. It's kind of like when the wave is up, you're downloading all this wonderful stuff, the claircognizance, like the knowing is coming through. There goes the phone again. And you just feel uplifted and great and happy. Oh, this is so cool, and I know all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, a couple of days later, you're back down in the water again. And it's because when the information comes, it's in your head, and you have to process it, and you have to take it in. You have to integrate it into yourself. And that takes time. For a lot of us, it takes more time than others. So, sometimes it's like, oh, no information is coming. What is going on? Oh, but then I realize it's like, just relax, because it just means the next wave of knowing that's coming through is going to be really good. And it usually is, so belief versus knowing. How does it feel? I ran across someone who wrote an article on light workers versus light warriors, and that gets back to the subject of the guardians. The guardians are, they say, those working for the true light, not the false light. And a long time ago, I even though I didn't know that there was a false light, it took me a while to realize that, oh my gosh, there is a false light. And so that was kind of like, like I said, I had to stop and think twice about what I was saying to you. But, we're all on this journey together, and we always change our beliefs, because new information is always coming. But there are things that really get ingrained into us. And, that's that knowing, that claircognizance that this rings true. So when you're listening to people like me, you have to just take in what resonates with you. And if it doesn't, that's an opportunity to learn why. Because no matter dark or light or good or bad, it's all about learning. So I just wanted to take a few minutes with you guys and remember that The journey is the destination, and we have to do our work. You know, nobody is going to do the work for you. And if you find somebody who will, they're usually going to charge you a whole lot of money first, you know. So look in that mirror, you know, if you have questions, you know, get in that mirror, brush your teeth, put on your makeup, and never try to force the answer, because when you force the answer, that's when it doesn't come. You know, knit. I usually get all kinds of information when I'm reading. I love to read. You know, I'm a writer, of course. And when I'm reading, it's just amazing the outside information that comes. Now, remember, we have to discern. Now's the time of discerning, because we have to figure out who's bringing that information in, and is it true for me or not, or is it deception? And that goes back to my last video about standing in your authority. And I'm going to pound this into your head, guys. We need to stand in our authority, and we have to recognize when something doesn't resonate with us, when something really feels like no. That's when you say, no, no. I'm a sovereign being. I am in charge of me. I am in charge of what I take in, and what I want to learn, and how much, and when, and where. And you up there are not going to, you know, lead me around by my nose and try to deceive me. This deception is over, guys. We're done with the deception. We know that it's falling down, it's crumbling down. And so, you know, we have to really work on the knowing aspect. You know, if something is just a belief, we have to explore why it's just a belief. Because maybe sometimes it is false light. And yeah, and there's a lot of that out there, you know, so, and it's always growing. It's always a growing opportunity for us. So anyways, I just wanted a quick video and talk to you about belief and knowing, and I mean, the more we just have that feeling of knowing, the better. And oh, I know what I was going to say before the phone rang. The website I was reading about light workers versus light warriors. When I was reading about the light warriors, I just lost it when I started falling. And you know, it's just like, oh my gosh, I have to write my feelings down, because the information that person was giving about the light warriors was just like, it was something that I already knew, and it was like, it just cracked open, and it was like, yes, thank you for releasing me from these old beliefs and bringing me into this knowing. So, you know, if somebody makes you cry, you know it's authentic. You know that person is speaking from the flow, the multidimensional flow of things. So, before I bore you any further, oh, you like this, guys? This is pretty cool, hey? Yeah, I paint too. Can you believe it? Yes, I paint. But I did these. These are, it's just canvas that I painted. Pretty big. That's Wheel of Dharma. But I did a whole bunch of these years and years ago when I was going through a healing phase, and I gave most of them away. But this one I kept and decided to put it on my wall in my office here. So anyways, that's it for today. I love you guys, and stand in your authority, and let's do the work.